I've been experimenting a lot with my home studio, especially when it comes to what I have in front of me. This year I've been using a couple of different setups when it comes to my desks. I've been using a combination of Maestro Tela with a Solo. Then I moved just to the Tela. And now for the past couple of weeks I've been using the Maestro Solo. And today I want to talk about that experience of working with a really small mastering desk. This is the Maestro Solo. This wasn't intended to be used as a solo desk. This is more of a side rack for other configurations. For example, you can use this as a side rack for the Tela. You can use this as an extension as a side rack for the Maestro 24 or for the Maestro 36. But I've been using this as my solo desk just to test it out and to create this video. Since the footprint of this desk is so small, this is a perfect fit for a home studio, for mastering studios that require invisible furniture, let's call it, furniture that doesn't affect that much the acoustics. The Solo and the entire Maestro range is built with that in mind. Even though this is small, we have plenty of rack space. We have 12 units on top and then we have 6 units on bottom. I've been using the rack space with blank panels because all of my gear is on the side and I like it that way. I think it allows me to not be distracted. I prefer that workflow nowadays with all the recallable gear. With the blank panels installed, you have plenty of real estate to add an external monitor, a stream deck, a trackpad, the La remote from Trinov. So in that regard, if you're not using it with gear in it, which is a bit strange, I have to admit, and you use it with blank panels, you have plenty of space. Plus, it's really nice because you have the perfect slope. It's a nice angle and everything sits nicely in front of you. If we move in the back, you can see that we have a pretty deep shelf and the shelf is lower. That's because you can place your monitor right there and you'll have the perfect viewing angle. That's amazing for long sessions. It reduces the strain on your neck. It's a well thought addition to the Maestro Solo. This is also present in the Maestro 24, and since the shelf is so deep, you will have no issue to add any sort of mounting points for your monitor. I'm using my monitor on the original stand, which is pretty large, and you can also store and add a lot of things here on this shelf, like a Mac Studio, or you can use it just for storage. Like everything from the Maestro range, this features an acoustic felt. I've been using the Maestro 24 for a couple of years now, and this holds up pretty nice. This is supposed to be as transparent as possible when it comes to acoustics, and I can attest to that because on the Tela, with a big surface, you cannot hear that much the desk reflections. It's a pretty important thing. Then we have the armrest, really comfortable, and it allows me to work for longer hours without having my wrist feel that pain. Your hand sits in a nice position. If we are talking about real estate, this can hold a Magic Keyboard and a mouse pretty comfortable. I had just a couple of days where I had to get used to using the mouse in this little square here. I was used to a much bigger surface, but within a couple of days I got used to the workflow and it's pretty comfortable. But you can see that I had to change my setup. The trackpad stays there. And the real estate on the Maestro Solo here in front of you is probably one of the only issue that you can have with it. If it was just a couple of centimeters wider, somehow this was going to be absolutely perfect. If we move to the side, you can see that the desk is vented, so your gear is going to have plenty of airflow. On the bottom we have a big hole for cable management. You can come with power there. Same is on the other side. This is the bottom of the Solo. We have 6 rack spaces there. If you are using this desk as I am using it without any gear and you keep the rack space free, you'll have no issue with the leg space. But if you have gear there, the leg space becomes a problem, and you have to be careful what type of gear you place there, because you can kick it. A couple of other things that I want to mention is that in the back, the Solo has acoustic panels from Acoustic that are removable, so you have access to the cable management. And speaking of cable management, you have this right here where you can attach the cables. The cable management on the Maestro Solo is quite nice. You have holes in both sides where you can bring audio cables, power cables, plenty of room to do a proper cable management. If we are talking about build quality, this is a tank, pretty heavy, everything is nicely polished, you don't have any visible defects or wood not looking the best. This is absolutely superb, a piece that can be the center of your studio for sure. This was the Maestro Solo, close to being perfect for a home studio like mine. The acoustic footprint of the Solo is minimal. You have plenty of rack space that you can use to actually put gear, or that you can use like I did with blank panels. You can also replace the metal blank panels because those are not ideal. You can move the rack rails a bit down and add the acoustic felt there, so you have again something that's more acoustic friendly. It's an interesting piece as the only desk. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.